Hey everybody, it's Kelly. Welcome back to another episode of Ask a Therapist. It has been an undisclosed amount of time since the presidential election here in the United States, and it is getting closer to time when lots of us will be visiting with family. The last 2 months of the year tend to have a lot of family gatherings, and for some of us, we will be gathering with family that holds very different viewpoints of what happened in the beginning of November. I thought maybe it'd be a good idea to do a video about how to handle those gatherings, what to say, how to decide if you're gonna go, all of those things. If you remember my no contact video that was done a couple weeks ago, this is gonna be a little bit different. This is assuming that you do plan to stay in communication with these friends and family members that likely hold a different viewpoint than you. First thing that's gonna be really, really important for you to do is to decide what you're okay with. If there's an expectation of your time and you know there are going to be people there who you are not feeling emotionally or in reality physically safe around, you do get to say no. If you say no, there will be consequences. There will be things that happen from your no. There always are. When we say no to something, when we say yes to something, we put up boundaries, when we let our boundaries down, there are always things that happen from our decisions. No matter what decision we make, something always happens from it. And what I'm kind of encouraging you to do is make sure that you're not the collateral damage to your decision, because that's often what we do, right? We say, yes, that's fine. I'll be fine. I'll go ahead and be with this person that I don't necessarily trust or feel comfortable around, and I'll sacrifice my safety or my comfort to make everyone else comfortable. And I don't know, maybe you don't actually have to do that, you know? It's just something worth thinking about. When you think through, what are my options? What are the potential consequences of each of those options? That's when you can start to think about, am I okay with any of these outcomes? And which outcome am I the most okay with? Therefore, whatever you end up doing is going to be yours, and you can at least feel in control of what you decided to do. Number 2, prepare yourself with some sentences. First of all, no is a full sentence, right? You can just say no to talking about something. Now, obviously, if someone says, I'd love to talk to you about the election, no is a very understandable sentence. Now, if somebody says, how do you feel about this? You can't just say no, because that's a little weird, right? But you can say, I understand that you want to talk about this. It is not something I am comfortable talking about in this venue. There's nothing wrong with saying that. If the person isn't trying to talk to you, you can always come back with I have already explained to you that I do not plan on talking about this in this venue. I don't know why you keep trying to talk to me about it. People want to be heard. It is not your job to listen. It's especially not your job to listen if the things that they want to say are things that demean you as a person, your choices, your beliefs, your understanding of yourself or the people around you or the people you care about. It's not your job to listen to that. The next thing you need to do is have a plan, which means if things do get to a point that you cannot take anymore, what are you going to do? There's a couple of different ways this plays out. I don't know how you get to these family gatherings, but I know for me, when we would go to big family gatherings when I was younger, everybody kind of like park in a big clump, right? So you could very well get parked in, essentially, and then if something were to happen, you can't get out. So you have to be strategic across the board about the ways that you do this. If you think that it is going to be a situation that you're going to be uncomfortable in, maybe be the last to arrive so your car's in the back so you can get out, you know? Maybe have a friend that you know is nearby that can come pick you up if you need to go. Like if you're at a place that you're not going to have a vehicle or you're not going to have the ability to leave necessarily. Have Uber or Lyft, like have the app on your phone. Have a way to remove yourself from the situation and get to a place that is going to be safer and calmer for you to be in if your boundaries are not respected. If you're going to an event with a partner, with a friend, have some sort of a signal ready. Have some sort of an option where you can kind of look at each other. You have some sort of a code if you need to, where you can kind of clue each other in like, hey, this is enough for me. I need to go. Or one of my favorite things across the board, whether emotions are high after an election or just at a place that's generally potentially high sensory for someone, is have a plan to sort of sneak away and regulate, right? Just help each other kind of calm down and get to a space that you can operate from where you know you are being the most you. If you are somebody who chooses not to engage in these gatherings because things are too complicated for you right now, please understand that that's okay. Also, like I said in the beginning, understand that the fallout from that is likely to not feel good. It's also not your problem. Other people's emotions and their lack of ability to regulate them is not your problem, right? You do still get to celebrate whatever it is that you would have been celebrating with these family members or these friends. You don't have to stop celebrating a holiday or a birthday or whatever it is that you were going to be doing just because these certain family members showed you this side of them that you're not comfortable being around anymore. If you are attending one of these functions, something really important to keep in mind is that you can't unring a bell. You can't shove the toothpaste back in the tube, right? The things that you say can't be taken back. And I don't want you to hear that like I'm expecting you to tone police yourself as part of the injured party here. But I do want to encourage you to live into who you are and who you know yourself to be, and who at the end of the day, despite anything else going on, who you want to know yourself as. And whatever that looks like is fine. I can't tell you what that is because you know you. But it's really easy for people to come at you and get you into a frenzy and get you to say something that maybe you're not going to mean, or maybe you mean but are going to wish you hadn't said in a day, a week, or a month later. You don't have to give someone your emotions, especially if there's somebody who's not a safe person for you. You don't have to. You can, but also know that you don't have to. Another idea, if you are going to go to one of these gatherings, is if there is somebody who's like, I don't know, conducting the gathering. Maybe it's going to be at their house. Can you have a conversation with them? Can you ask them to maybe set up some ground rules in general? Like maybe they let everybody know ahead of time. We're not talking politics. We're not talking about those things that could potentially hurt people when we come in here. We're going to talk about like, how's your kid? How's your dog? How's your job? You know, like we're going to talk about those human things that connect us. This is not an easy situation for anybody, and everybody's decisions have to be made for them. There is no wrong way to do this, except doing it in a way that does not ring true for who you are. That's the only, I guess, wrong way to do this. I don't know where you're at right now. I don't know where I'm at or where I'm going to be at when I publish this. I don't know. The world feels weird right now. And who knows when it feels normal again or what normal means. I don't know. But you deserve to have safety, and you deserve to know that you are loved, and you deserve to have relationship with people. And whatever that needs to look like for you is what it needs to look like for you. And you get to do that. Don't let anyone tell you you don't. That's it for today. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you all next time. And until then, take care of yourselves and each other.